definitely build a business and a good brand without really showing your face. More and more businesses are doing this and doing amazing at it too. If you're more of a private person and trying to keep a low profile, looking for flexibility, or hoping to maybe sell your business in the future one day, or simply don't want to show your face, there's a lot of ways to do this. With the growing tools accessible to you now on the internet, it's getting easier and easier to create a business without having to be the face of it. So that's what we're going to be jumping into today. Hey, I'm Faye, a brand and web designer dedicated to helping small business owners bring their visions to life through brands that feel authentically like themselves. Before we hop into today's video, if you haven't already, I do ask that you please support this channel by liking, subscribing, and commenting. All of your support helps, and every Monday I create more videos to help you to elevate your own brand. So let's get into it. First of all, just like any brand, you need to understand the core of your business. That's your mission, your vision, your values, what you stand for, what makes you different from your competitors, and who you're targeting as your audience. It's your why. It's what keeps you going, and it's what will allow you to stand apart even if you don't show your face. Once you have all of this nailed down, you do have a strong enough foundation to be able to actually make your brand. If you're having a hard time defining the core of your brand, I'm happy to help. I do have a video talking a little bit more on brand strategy, but if you want, you can always reach out to me for a one-on-one and we can figure it out together. The link's in the description below. All right, now that you have a brand strategy, you want a brand identity. This is how all of the different parts of your brand come to life to really represent you. It's how you present yourself. Your brand identity includes the more obvious parts like your brand's name, tagline, your logo, but it also includes your brand's colors, your fonts, any icons you might have, a suite of logos so that you're more versatile and you're not just stuck to the one version of your logo, and your visual style overall. It also includes your brand's voice. It's the way that you speak to the world. You might come off as more authentic, conversational, casual, and some brands even sprinkle in a couple curse words to feel more personable to their audience. You might see some other brands going for a more serious, formal, and professional tone of voice, where they're aiming to feel more trustworthy and reliable to their clients. And there's a lot of space in between. Either way, you do want to make sure you're speaking consistently with your audience and they can tell from your writing that it's you. It should always feel like you. Overall, your brand should always show up consistently and authentically itself, no matter how serious or casual it is. Your brand is what your audience remembers you by. And if you're faceless, if you're not showing yourself, your brand becomes your face. Your brand becomes what your audience knows you for. So you have to make sure that every moment that they connect with you counts and that it is true to your business. Your brand identity is shown in your social media posts. It's shown in your marketing materials like your brochures, your business cards, your flyers, and on your website, of course. Everywhere that you show up as a brand, every touch point that your audience gets to connect with should be consistent and authentic to you. This is my favorite part of branding, and I'd be happy to help you with it. As a brand designer with a holistic approach, I love working not just on the strategy, but on implementing your brand identity so that you're able to actually use it for future brand assets. So definitely reach out if you're interested. Once again, links in the description below. All right, once you have a consistent visual identity that you use every single time, you want to make sure that you incorporate visual storytelling too. You want to use visuals alongside your writing to tell your brand story in a way that connects with your audience. It doesn't necessarily have to be photos of you, but it should be photos of your brand in action, or stock images that really represent the feeling of your brand, or pictures of your products or infographics on how to use them. Either way, your audience should be able to have a deeper understanding of what you have to offer them through your visuals without necessarily having to show your face. In addition to visuals and your brand overall, you want to make sure that you're actually implementing that brand into consistent content for your audience. The same way I'm here making videos once a week for you because I want to make sure you have the tools you need to elevate your brand. you might want your audience to have the tools they need to interact with your brand. For example, if you're a skincare brand, you might want to make Instagram posts detailing the process of using them, maybe the process of how it's made, and how to best use your products and incorporate it into your skincare routine. If you're a dog trainer, you might want to explain to your audience the process of working with you, what dog breeds you accept, and the importance of training your dog. No matter what your business model is, there's definitely something you should probably educate your audience on. Educating your audience builds brand awareness, and brand awareness usually works through a funnel. At the very top of this funnel is awareness, and you want to create content that targets those people that are just getting aware of your brand. This kind of content answers questions like what you actually do, why it's important, and why your audience should consider it. Next in the funnel is consideration. Once your audience is starting to consider you, this is where you explain what are the benefits, what makes you different from your competitors, why choose you specifically. Create content for that. Then there's conversion. This is for the audiences that have already considered you, are already thinking of going with you, but they just need that extra nudge to move forward. You're going to get a lot less engagement on this kind of content, but it's just as important as the other pieces of content you create for your brand. This is where you encourage them to take that step to work with you, or to buy your product, or to download your book. Whatever it is, this is where you actually ask them to take action. Either way, create different kind of content for each of these different target audience levels. That way, you're able to cater to your entire audience while still continuing to educate them. When it comes to the type of content that you want to create, there's a lot of options that don't necessarily show your face. You can do blogging and written content, especially on your website. This builds traffic coming to your website, and it allows you to answer almost any question your audience may have. You also want to create social media content. When it comes to social media, there's so many options for you to choose from. You could do YouTube and TikTok. It might be a little harder without showing your face, but I really think the best platforms for faceless brands is Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. On these platforms, you're able to move brand forward. You never have to show your face. You can share branded educational content in the form of infographics or text posts. You can share inspirational quotes that might relate to your audience, any new reviews and testimonials that you get from your customers. All of these types of content work for all three of these platforms. There's a lot of options out there when it comes to social media content that definitely don't need to include your face. Just as a tip, when creating your social media content, definitely consider using a content calendar and creating your posts in batches. I usually create a full month of content per platform in one sitting. This allows you to get an overall look at the content that you're creating, make sure that you're hitting multiple touch points, make sure that you're informing your audience on different subjects, and overall approach it more strategically so you can have a more cohesive look and feel to your content. It also gets rid of the decision fatigue of you having to wake up each morning and think to yourself, oh my goodness, what am I going to post today? So definitely do that. I do have a video on batch creating content right over here, so definitely be sure to check it out. Another way that you can create content as a faceless brand is through webinars and online events. Typically, I do prefer whenever a webinar host has their face, but you don't have to. You can have a presentation that's pre-designed that you go through and you screen share, or you can have pre-recorded webinars on your website that people can just sign up for and then they can access it almost immediately. Another form of content that is very essential for faceless brands is email marketing. Email marketing is a super powerful tool. The more emails you have, the more people in your audience you know actually care about your brand and want to get to know more about you. They want to know the updates. They want to know what products are new, what services you have to offer, and if there's any maybe coupons that they can benefit from. Do make sure that your emails offer consistent value though, because you will lose subscribers with time if you're not really helping them or offering them anything. A lot of people have a hard time getting email subscribers, but what I recommend for most people is to create a lead magnet. Offer them something of value, something relevant to your brand that, if they actually are interested in your brand, is a no brainer. If you're a contractor, for example, you might want to offer a small one time discount to get people in the door. If you're a life coach, you might want to offer a webinar on a topic that almost anyone might be struggling with. And if you're a brand designer, you might want to offer a free interactive checklist with a list of all of the things you might want to consider when building your brand. If you want that because you're a business owner that values branding, you can download it for free in the description below. Either way, you want to incentivize people to join your email list with something valuable. Create content that builds an ecosystem around your brand. Create content that keeps people interested in what you have to offer them and reminds them why you're the best and why they should choose you. You really never need to show your face. Your brand as a whole should be so strong that your face never even has to be a question. So, yeah, to wrap things up, if you want to create a faceless brand that actually succeeds, make sure that you take into account all of the details of your brand. Know your core and why you do what you do, and know how to present yourself with a strong visual identity. And once you have that, write good content, use great visuals, and tell your story consistently to your audience and educate them on what you do, the importance of your brand, what makes you better, and why they should choose you. Create engaging content and build trust with them long enough and consistently enough that it's really a no brainer to choose you over your competitors. They should have built a connection with you that can honestly last a lifetime. These potential customers that you're seeing online, they can become repeat customers with time if you do consistently show up to provide them value. Value is the important part here, not your face. Your face never needs to be shown if you have a brand that stands on its own. So, yeah, go ahead. You start your faceless brand. You get your name out there. And if you need any help along the way, I'm happy to take care of you. You can download freebies, check out my past work, and fill out my client application form at the links in the description below. You have a designer in your corner, and I'm here to help you succeed. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and maybe comment what you liked about it below. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to get your thoughts. And you can always follow me on my other social media pages or join my newsletter if you'd like more consistent content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Good luck with your faceless brand, and I'll catch you next Monday with another video on how to elevate your brand. And you have a great week. Alrighty, bye.